What are the different types of trespass that can be committed in England and Wales? Welcome to another episode of Titan PITV, where we look at the inside workings of a live operation investigation agency, that being here, Titan, in Derby. Don't forget, we have 10 offices from Truro in the southwest all the way up to Manchester in the northwest, which gives us that English coverage across this beautiful country. I am your host and Managing Director of Titan Private Investigation Agency, Simon Henson. Welcome and happy Friday. Don't forget, if you prefer to listen to podcasts, you can download Titan PITV podcasts wherever you download your podcasts. So today, this short episode, we're looking at trespass. So, two types of trespass. There is a civil trespass and there is a criminal trespass. Some PIs get really hung up on trespass and we can't trespass, we can't do that. Well, we can't really, can we? Because morally, if we want to keep our integrity, and we might be members of awarding bodies or members of associations or institutes, and we need to keep up the high standards. But let's look at the two types of trespass and what the outcome is. So, civil trespass. Let's look at the definition first. This is when someone enters someone's land or property without their permission. Straight up, straight down. You just haven't got any permission to be there, and it's quite clearly private property. What are the police powers if we do it though? Naff all. The police cannot do anything. However, if the police are in attendance because we've been caught on this private property and the individual, the private investigator, fails the attitude test, then there's every likelihood that the police will want to nick you for something, or at least report you for summons for something. So it might be you failed the attitude test, you're being a bit of a knob, and they've decided that because you are, for example, trying to put a tracker on the vehicle, they'll nick you for vehicle interference or something like that. It's not going to go anywhere. So let's just be right with the police. So we pass that attitude test and they will go away and it'll just be a civil issue. What can the landowner do though? So the landowner will have to take civil action against you. Because this is a government process, it's going to take absolutely donkey's years, like the small claims court. We had a small claims going through recently for a small amount of money, but it was more the principle. 2.5 years down the line, the CCJ has been issued in our favour and we've still not got the money. It's a waste of time, absolutely slow, because it's not run like a business. Civil litigation is exactly the same. You've got to wait for the court to be able to hear it, etc. And what are you going to get at the end of the day for a civil trespass? I suggest you'll get nothing. You'll just get a slap on the wrist. So, yes, we need to be holding up integrity as a responsible investigation agency. And also we've got responsibilities if we're a full member of an institute or association within this industry, that we need to be doing things right. However, civil trespass, yeah, there's not really a lot that's going to happen to you. So where might this happen in this investigation industry? So an example would be, our client no longer lives with her other half. She has asked us to put a tracking device on husband's car because she thinks he's cohabitating. We've done an LIA, a legitimate interest assessment. It's past all of the lawfulness and there's nothing less intrusive we can do. So we're happy that it's lawful instruction and we go ahead and put the tracker on. Our client doesn't live or have any ownership over their other half's new house, which might be rented, it might be owned, it matters not. The car is parked on a driveway. So the only way we can put that tracking device on in the early hours of the morning onto that vehicle is to trespass on the driveway. Who's going to find out we've trespassed though? No one's going to really know when we put the tracker on because we don't share all of the information in regards to the location data. So we would have to be pretty much caught. And as we know, putting trackers on is a game of luck, an element of luck. Obviously, there's preparation and planning that goes in, so we don't rely on luck. But that 10%, you could get caught. Someone just coming out of the house, or a camera we don't know about, or the fact that it's for a Tesla, for example, it's got sentry duty on, and the notification has gone to the subject's phone. So the subject comes out and catches us. There is an element of luck, but planning and preparation will hopefully negate or certainly bring the risk of luck down. So we've got to make a decision. Do we trespass or not? Another example might be we need to house someone. We don't know where they live, but we know where they work. There's no way of holding the exit to the work address from a vehicle or from a camera. It's just no other way of doing it other than going into the private car park of the business, trying to get a positive identification of the subject leaving the business, and then plotting up on the car and giving that trigger away the subject towards the exit. Once again, it's trespass. What's going to happen though? So we've got that moral duty, that moral compass. We shouldn't trespass. But it might be the only way we can do some things, and we need to write that up in our thought process, and it would also go towards the LIA, the legitimate interest assessment. So that is civil trespass. It's not really going to cause us any issues, and we're probably never going to get in trouble if we do trespass. So the second type of trespass is criminal trespass. This is slightly different, and it was set up for certain offences. So it's part of a fairly new Act, 2022. It's the Police Crime Sentencing and Court Act 2022. And it was basically set up for unauthorised encampments. So we're looking at protesters. And it gives the police rights to be able to remove individuals, property and vehicles. It's also been set up for hunt sabotage. So it might be that some animal rights activists are trying to stop a hunt and they're on private property. Well, they can be moved by police because that then becomes a criminal trespass. Also, it covers things like squatting. So a house being occupied by people or squatters who have no right to be there. It no longer becomes a civil trespass, and there are things that the police can do to make it criminal and remove people. So that's pretty much it. Trespass. It's only you can make the decision whether you're willing to commit a civil offence. But the outcomes of you committing that offence are pretty much negligible, if anything, other than reputation. So it's your decision whether you trespass or not. I would suggest that if you work for Titan, we wouldn't trespass because we want to look after the integrity and reputation of our company. We would find another way to put that tracking device on so we haven't got to trespass on that drive. So that's another episode of Titan PI TV. Please give us a thumbs up. We absolutely love thumbs up. If you don't want to miss further episodes, then please subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free and we're trying to grow it. Till next time, keep safe. Happy Friday.